my friends, it's Irene in here again. And I do not kid you. Yesterday we had 44 degrees in here, Celsius, which is like 112. It was more like 112, 11, 12 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah. It was hot. It was hot. And I'm usually cool with I don't know, 35, 40, even when I'm at home, of course, at home. But yesterday I felt like I need to put a bit of the fan in here, because I was like, yeah, I mean, I deal very well with the hot season, but yesterday it was like and I think the biggest issue is that I already have issues sleeping, but during the night it's just terrible, because you feel like you cannot even sleep, because it's just so hot. So yeah, like I already sleep like 4 to 5 hours only, and it was even worse. Yeah, whatever. So today, and it's already hot in here, like it's 7 a.m. I usually do this at 7, and it's already really hot in here. You have no idea, like I'm sweating. I'm sweating already. So this game, Mirage Noir, I've been hearing quite a lot of good things about it. I don't know if it's a good game or not. It has like a Kickstarter. I think they had like a mini demo, as they say in there. They used to have like this mini demo, but right now I think it's going into like 5 to 6 hours, the demo. So yeah, do not expect me to end this one today. It's probably not going to happen, okay? So let's see how it works. So what do I have to say to you? Let me check the page. So this is from developer studio Chawan. I think it's like Chawan. This Chinese? I don't know. It only says English. And the story goes like, Mirage Noir is a detective romance visual novel where every lead could bring you closer to love or straight into a killer's hands. Yeah, I heard that this is like what is the name of it? I want to say the Japanese one, the naruhodo. How do you say it in here? Phoenix something. What is the name of it? I don't know, like Detective Phoenix, something like that. It's not coming. I love those. I have like most of them, but it's not coming to me right now. But they say that it's kind of like that. And let me check. I'm so stupid right now. What is the name of it? Ace Attorney. Ace Attorney. Yeah, that's it. I was like, So they say that it's kind of like Ace Attorney. So I don't know if you kind of need to pick things up like you do in Ace Attorney. But they do say that we have mini games, which I freaking hate. I hate. But okay, they say that this demo only has like 2 mini games, and I put it like in the settings. I was like, oh, they have a thing to tell me what is the right choice and the correct logic deductions and all. I'm like, oh, fine, that's great. Because the thing is like, you should not put this, okay? You should not. The thing is like, I am streaming the demo for you guys, and it's a pain in the ass. It's a pain in the ass. When I get bad endings and then I need to skip and I'll go back, need to skip, and then you're like in there, and it's just, So because of that, I was like, yeah, I'm going to put it. I don't even care. Continuing. When Yunie I think it's our protagonist. When Yunie graduated from college, she believed she had her whole life ahead of her. Returning to her hometown with a shiny new dream job, it seemed like nothing could stand in her way. However, 2 years later, not much has changed. She hasn't made any new friends, isn't allowed to investigate anything worthwhile, and feels like she's stuck in mud moving in place. So when an unexpected opportunity arises, she doesn't hesitate to take it. The case is a weird one, but it introduces her to an eccentric team of people she immediately connected with, and she decides that no matter what, she won't regret getting involved, even if it means crossing paths with a serial killer. Are we going to have like our love interests going to act like in a way that we're going to think that they are serial killers or something? I don't know. I have no idea. No idea. Honestly, I have no idea of this game. Yeah. I didn't, sometimes I take a look at them for a bit, and not this case, okay? Not this case. Oh, by the way, the person that asked me what kind of British accent I have, I'm like, I am not British. English is not my native language, and that's why I keep mispronouncing things. Another thing is, I think I have some kind of, if you're talking about an accent, I think I have like some kind of a mix in here. Because what I learned was, the academic type of English. Although my teacher was from Bristol, and they talk like in another type of accent in there. And since I passed like 4 years in the US, I also have like some kind of a mix with all of this. So it's no type of accent at all. It's just a mixed bag kind of thing, yeah. So continuing, let's see. So yeah, start from the beginning, because you had like this mini demo that you could do, but I didn't do nothing. And I just came in here just to see how the speed of the, the text was. But I didn't do nothing at all. I just came in here. I was like, oh, I think the text speed seems fine. I probably still need to adjust the sound too. I don't know. Okay, she's over there. Don't let her get away. Let me just see. Okay, how to? Okay. Menu. And this is evidence. Okay, just for me to be a bit more comfortable with the UI. They are so persistent. Can't they just let me go? Guess not. A gunshot echoes behind me, and I reach down by instinct, but then I remember I lost my weapon long ago. I have to just outrun them then. The way back home's blocked, so the office is probably the safest place to hide for the night. The problem is, I need to lose these guys first. Let's see. I saw a bunch of them in front of me earlier. Then I ducked into a alleyway on the left, and then took 2 rights after that, so... What? Well, sorry. It's just time limit. Okay, we started good. I don't know. I think they should still be on my right, so I'll go the other direction. I just picked one. Honestly, I was just like, what? I hate the time limited. I'm going to tell you why. I'm sorry, I need to... I should have drank some water before starting. Because, yeah, I'm going to probably be sipping on water all the time in here. I'm sorry. Because I told you, it's really, really hot in here. Okay? And the issue of me putting the fan is that you're going to hear the fan. And I need water, because otherwise it's going to be really hard for me. And I don't want to dehydrate. Yeah, you saw how fast it was going, and I was like, so yeah, I was going to tell you, I hated the limited time choices. Why? Because sometimes, like, as a native speaker, you are like, you just go there, but as not an as a non-native speaker, you kind of take more time to read and process the thing in there, like in your head. So it's like, man, it's really fast for me, you know, it's just cannot think about it. Okay, anyway, I head off towards the left, straining my ears for any sound of my pursuers. When I don't hear them after several seconds, I let out a sigh of relief. Okay, good, I think I managed to avoid them. I should get going before they spot me again. Phew, made it back somehow. Good thing I still have the keys to the office since I've been pulling so many all-nighters lately. The place is dead silent, but that's not surprising. After all, the clock says it's 2:30 a.m. Guess I'm not sleeping in my own bed tonight. I think that's the 4th time this week. What a terrible night. They chased me around half the city and I didn't even get any of the info I needed. What a waste of time. Or maybe not. The fact that there was so much security there means I must be on the right track. I think I'm getting close to the truth. Just one more piece of information and I'll be able to put this 4-year-long nightmare to rest. Maybe then, Theo? I'm going to say Theo. Theo will. Anyway, how do I get back in there again? I move over to my desk and sit down heavily in the chair. Tonight was a failure and they'll only be more alert from now on. I doubt a repeat performance will get me anywhere. I think I just need a little bit more. It's just, it's not that I'm going to read at the same speed. The thing is me looking and seeing that it's a bit slower for me. I don't know. Let's check it. Because I have no intention of, like, sometimes I see other people like doing the same things that I'm doing in here. And what I kind of feel is that they just read in a very bland way. And I always try to give some intonation to the reading because I think it gives more drama, I don't know, to the whole script. And another thing is that they read it really fast. And I don't want to be reading fast. I want to give this a certain intonation and I want to be reading in a certain way that you in there can actually like be doing other things. Imagine you're like, but I need to go to the kitchen and wash the dishes or whatever. And you can still hear it in a way that it's just not going to feel like we just, doing this in a way that you can't even understand half of it. And you know that my English is not the best, so I prefer to go a bit more slower. But what else can I do? I'm running out of options now. The photograph sitting on my desk is facing up today. On most days, I can't bring myself to look at it. Are these going to be our love interests? Probably, right? I don't know. Maybe I can ask them for help. No, it's been too long. We haven't spoken in years. They probably wouldn't pick up even if I called. Besides, I don't want to drag other people into my problems. And in the worst case scenario, one of them might be the culprit. What if I hired someone else? Then that'll cost so much money, though. Money I don't have. I guess I could take a loan from the bank. That or maybe the loan sharks down the street. Oh, don't do that. No. I'll probably be in a creeping debt for the rest of my life, but if it's to solve this... Huh? What was that noise? Is there someone else here? A sudden sound from near the doorway catches my attention, and instantly I'm alert again. Is it the guys from earlier? If not, maybe... My phone is in my pocket. I try to unlock it quickly, but I immediately notice a more pressing problem. Why did I leave my computer screen on? I'm basically telling them exactly where I am. I need to get away from here. Maybe I can hide under the desk and call for... Oh. Something forcefully presses against my mouth, and my consciousness starts slipping away. No, I can't die yet. Not until I... Huh? Wait, that's... No, don't... Do I need to choose something in here? Okay. Yunie, can you hear me? Huh? Ow, 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 my head. Why does it hurt so much? Hey, you alright? You just hunched over all of a sudden. It scared the crap out of me. Sorry, my head's killing me. You're not hungover, are you? You said you went straight home last night because you didn't want to deal with the rain, but I should have known you were out partying. Is that something we usually do? You're the alcoholic here, Theo. It's part of the job. What, you want me to turn down free booze? I glanced around, trying to regain my bearings as the pain in my head recides. I think I say recides. I'm in the plaza right now, and that's right, we plan to meet up before work today. This here is Theo, my best friend. We've known each other since we were young. We lost contact for a bit when we went to different colleges, but we've reconnected since then. I don't have many fond memories of the city, but as long as Theo is here, I'll always come back. Seeing her again is almost worth the astronomical rent I have to pay. Almost. So Theo's profile has been added. You can check by clicking the evidence button in the top right and navigate to the profiles menu. Okay. Evidence, profiles. Yunie's friend since childhood. She works at Celestial and is quite popular around town. She's perfect, nothing else needs to be said. From this point forward, there will be no more notifications when profiles are added or updated. But be sure to check after big events. The entries will be updated as Yunie's thoughts about the person change. If it's not because of drinking, then are you sick? You really don't look so good. I don't know, I have this daydream, vision, I'm not really sure. I was working on a case at the agency late at night, and then I think I got kidnapped. They pressed something against my mouth, and then, the memory of getting grabbed from behind comes rushing back, and I shudder. Theo grabs my hand, and it's only then that I notice they are trembling. It's okay, it's just that overactive imagination of yours. I mean, we talked on the phone last night before you fell asleep, remember? And you are here now, safe and sound. No time for you to get kidnapped. Besides, you should have known it was a dream. Mr. Potato Head would never let you touch actual detective work. Hey, it could be a premonition of some far-off future, you never know. Were you old and grey in your vision? I hope I'm not still working when I'm that old. I'll be much happier retired somewhere cozy with you, Theo. Actually, speaking of Theo, didn't she come up? It was, I suddenly feel a sharp pain splitting my head open, so intense I almost pass out. I quickly take a few deep breaths, trying to steady myself so I don't scare Theo. What the heck? This has never happened before, no matter how scary a nightmare I might have had. What's going on? Maybe it wasn't a nightmare after all. But if not, then What was it? A vision? Have I actually gained future sight? No, that can't be it. Even if it's the future, why would those dangerous people be chasing after me? Also, there was that photograph. The rest of the dream is a bit hazy, but I remember that part very clearly. I recognize some of the people in it, but that's impossible. A photo like that shouldn't exist. After all, they live in a completely different world from me. We don't know each other personally, let alone enough to take pictures together. I can't help feeling like I'm forgetting something important. Ow, ow, ow. The more I try to recall, the stronger my headache seems to be. It's almost like my head's warning me to leave it alone. Are you feeling good enough to get some breakfast? Let's relax a bit at the bakery, okay? I'm still worried about you. I can't send you to work looking like that. I can feel Theo's worry for me and quickly push all thoughts of the nightmare or vision or whatever to the back of my mind. I shouldn't bother her about it anymore. I'll deal with it myself. Sure, some hot tea sounds great. Love you, Theo. You're probably like Fio. But I prefer to say it like that. It's just it's better for me if I say with the open vowels. Love you, Theo. I don't know what I'll do without you. I should get Carrie out while I'm there. Knowing Mr. Potato Head, he'll ask me to run errands as soon as I get to the office, so I might as well get a head start. Let's see. If I remember correctly, he usually likes lattes on Tuesdays, and then 4 blueberry muffins, 6 croissants, 3 sesame bagels, and 1 glazed donut for the rest of the office. Oh, sorry. No, it was my fault. Are you okay? I bumped into a guy with pink hair, though that's not the only thing that stands out. Whoa, he looks like a model. He could give Theo a run for her money. Yeah, I'm fine. Hey, wait, isn't this guy... Yunie, if you don't hurry up, I'm putting everything on your tab. Theo's already holding the bakery's door open, an impatient look on her face. No, I won't have enough to pay this month's rent if you do that. Sorry for bumping into you, bye. Wait. I've never had someone run away from me before. Did she not recognize me? Whoops, I don't have much time left before the stream. I need to finish buying the materials first. Looks like there's a press conference going on at the palace right now. Wonder what that's about. Okay, you are probably saying in there, no, but yeah, I need to. Because it's banging a bit on my ears. Sorry, it's a bit too much loud. I'm going. And that concludes today's press conference. What a load of bullshit. Anyone with a brain can tell that he barely keeps any of his promises. Well, let's just see if we have like some new things in here. We do have. The mysterious good-looking strange Yunie bumped into in the plaza. He was in that photograph, wasn't he? I wonder who he is. Okay. Disease running rampant, a useless figurehead, new serial killers popping up every week, and crime at all-time high. So much for being the world's golden standard. We're responsible for the last one, boss. Oh, speak of the devil. Oh, Sasha and Alexei? Alexei the Orla? Pardon me, I thought you had left already. That was quite interesting press conference, Your Highness. Yes, well, thank you for taking the time out of your busy days to tune in. Wouldn't have missed that clown show for the world. Well, regardless, thank you. You were on your way out, correct? Please don't let me keep you. You better watch yourself, yeah? You're getting a bit too comfortable. We're letting a lot of these regulations go as a sign of goodwill, but don't think we don't notice you overstepping your bounds. I'll keep that in mind. Those Diorlas are quite a handful, aren't they? Dr. Killian, forgive me, I didn't see you there. That's alright, Prince Theory. You've had a long day. I suppose I have. I'm sorry to bother you at this time, but could I bore you for a bit longer? Is it urgent? I have another meeting later, so I was hoping to catch some rest before that. I'm afraid it is. I need to review some of the budget cuts with you before the next council meeting. The proposal was wonderfully drafted, of course, but Madwise would like to make some minor adjustments to it, particularly to how the resources are allocated. You understand our concerns, don't you? Very well, lead the way. It's not looking good for our hero here. I suppose that's my cue to save the day. Now then, how should I interrupt the meeting today? Got it. He's going to hate it, which means it's perfect. Newbie, are you done with those papers yet? There's another pile here for you to go through. Mr. Potato Head. Okay. My boss, derogatorily named Mr. Potato Head, appears in front of me as I'm getting settled in for the day. On it, sir. I've been here for 2 years already. How much longer is he going to call me a newbie? Just grin and bear with it, Yunie. You can get fired now. Who else is going to pay for Theo's caffeine addition? I return to my computer screen, thinking that the conversation is over, but he clears his throat loudly and taps his foot until I look back up at him. Don't give me that attitude. This is your punishment for getting my coffee order wrong this morning. I was very explicit about what I wanted. I'm really sorry, sir. No, I got you what you asked for and then you changed your mind. Your memory may be fading, but mine still works really well. Thank you very much. If you finish early, let me know. I have more papers you can go through. Of course, sir. I'll let you know if I do. As if I'm going to do your work for you while you play poker on your phone. I'm going to win the award for world's slowest worker today. Just watch me. Yeah, you know, when you have like an office clerk, like general job, it's kind of like that, isn't it? Like you always need to kind of like be playing like this little theater with people where you kind of like use a mask and you're like, yes, yeah, everything is fine. Don't worry. Horrible, honestly. So much for the beginning of the rest of my life. College advertised it as something great, so I worked hard for it, but is this really it? Don't you always feel like that when you're working? Like, I think most people feel like that. That's the sensation that I have. Like, yeah, like you always have like this thing of like, you're going to find like the job of your dreams, and no, you are not. And even if you like you found it, then you start working in there and then you start feeling like this is absolutely not what I had in mind. Yeah. It's just paperwork day after day. Where are the exciting cases I was told about? The robberies, the murders, the crime scenes. Hello, Douglas Detective Agency. What? Murdered? Yeah, just manifested that body. I strained my ears to listen, but I couldn't hear anything other than frantic gibberish from the other end of the line. Yes, of course. We'll head to the scene right away. George, with me. George isn't here right now. He's been on smoke break for an hour. Yeah, then you have those two. What? Good riddance. Good riddance. No, it's good riddance. I'm sorry. I didn't. Good riddance. Then Vanessa, you come with me. She's not here either. I don't think she even came in today. I make a show of glancing around the empty office, and he finally seems to notice that I'm the only one currently here. Is there seriously no one else besides you here? It looks that way, sir. Better than nothing, I suppose. You better not slow me down, newbie. I'll do my best not to, sir. Are they actually going to put me on a murder case for once? Well, I guess I'll be nothing more than a sidekick, but still, I never thought I'll graduate from the days of doing lost and found jobs. Okay, Yunie, let's do our best. If we do a good job, maybe they'll promote us from coffee girl to fax machine girl. Dream big. Oh? The phone rings again, and even though I don't know who's called yet, I can already feel a familiar feeling of resignation rising up with me. I was going to say something which is like something that I kind of notice, which is in the US, you kind of get like these, you want a real job and you just kind of get like these stupid, it's not stupid, but like really low kind of jobs of like just handling like the coffee and stuff like that. In here is different. In here is like, oh, you're just coming in here to deal with some paperwork. And yeah, in here is like that. You just, you know, this vacation, not vacation, this job, whatever. I want, this is not the word that I want, but it fits. You know, this job is just for you to handle some documentation and, you know, just like an office clerk, general type of duty job, you know, that nothing very. And then you go there, you start working, and then you're doing accounting, you're doing like management of the social media, and you are doing Photoshop editing, and you're like, oh my God, honestly, it's like, you know, when you have like 4 jobs and they are just paying you 1 in here where I currently am, and you will see a lot of that. If you're like in the US and you're thinking about working in Europe, you have a ton of this. They say, oh, it's nothing, it's very simple, it's just this. And you're like in there working like 4 jobs, okay? And they are just paying you 1. Yeah, in here it's insane. It's honestly like this. It's something of another level, honestly. But I noticed that in the US, it's more kind of like what she was saying, which isn't like, oh, you're just starting with like handling the coffee, then you handle the machine, and then the fax machine, and then it's more like that. In here is more like what I was telling you, which is like, you think you're just going to have something very simple and easy, and they are like, oh, you are going to handle like 4 jobs that you don't even know how to handle. And they do not even teach you about it. They are just like, oh, you're in there now, it's on your own, and I need you to do this. And you're like, but I don't know how to do it. My friend, you need to know. It's like that. It's horrible, just horrible. Like, we are dealing with a situation with that in here too. Yeah, we are dealing with that. And I wouldn't say so much like in the north of Europe, you probably won't find so much this, but especially the south of Europe, you have a ton of this, because our salaries are kind of low and they don't want to waste with the human resources. So they are like, oh, I'm going to put 1 person and that person is going to do 3 or 4 jobs at the same time. Oh, it's horrible. It's something else, honestly. Now what? Hello, Douglas Detective Agency. Yes, we'll send someone there right away. Crap, maybe he won't notice me if I sneak away now. I'm halfway to the door when he spots me. Newbie, there's been some trouble over in the plaza. Go resolve it. But the murder case. I can handle the crime scene investigation by myself. Report to the plaza. I told them you'll be there in 5 minutes. It's at least 10 minutes away, even if I run. There's no way this guy doesn't secretly hate me. Can we just like be honest and be frontal? Because I'm the frontal type of person. Which my bosses usually kind of hate. And that's why I get fired all the time. They freaking hate my straightforward ways, because I'm just like, dude, honestly, he seems momentarily stunned. I've never talked back to him after all. Please, sir, I'm a fast learner, and I promise I'll follow all your directions. No. He shuts me down with just one word, and I deflate. I know when to stop pushing it. Yeah, but at least you took the opportunity to actually express that you want to do that, and I think that's important. That's why I keep being like this straightforward and frontal type of person, because if you never say it, you will never know, okay? I understand. I'll be at the plaza right away. I drag myself to the plaza, spirits thoroughly dashed. Just when I thought I could finally do something worthwhile, I get relegated to the side tasks again. The person who made that call better have had a good reason. Oh well, it was my fault for getting my hopes up. Now then, what am I tasked with doing today? There are people whispering around me, so I shuffle closer and shamelessly eavesdrop. Are you serious? Is no one going to stop him? Don't look at him, you might catch his attention. Ew, what a weirdo. They don't teach decency these days, obviously. It does sound like something's actually going on. I thought I'll be another case of people arguing. It will be another case of people arguing with restaurant workers or something. I follow the trail of whispers and find the topic of the commotion. There's a guy stumbling around the square, yelling obscenities at everyone and everything that passes his way. A drunk this early in the morning? If I wanted to deal with people like these, I would have signed up to be a cop. Why are detectives getting assigned to these cases again? I guess I should do something about it. I still need to pay this month's rent. Excuse me, mister. I approach cautiously, making sure to stop a couple steps away. Oh my god. The man spins around, eyes scary and feral. They keep darting back and forth as if scanning for threats, and his entire body is tense. Weird. I've never seen anyone act like this while they are drunk. You're causing a scene. Can we move this somewhere else? I know who you are. They sent you, didn't they? I'm sorry? I won't let you take me. I refuse to die here. He unexpectedly lurches forward, and I let out an undignified squeak as I barely managed to avoid his errant fist. Holy crap, this guy's a psycho. Sir, please calm down. His hand shoots out and grabs my wrist, squeezing hard. I let out a yelp, trying to tug my hand out of his grip, but he doesn't let go. Help! I glance around, but even though the commotion has gathered quite a crowd, no one comes to my aid. It's kill or be killed. What? I'm not here to kill you, please, let go. That's what they all say. I won't get tricked again. You just want to take me back to that room again, don't you? I don't know what you're talking about. Let go. I yank my arm back, but he releases his hold as soon as I do. So I end up stumbling on air and tripping over my own feet before falling to the ground. Ow! I don't have time to rest as he starts moving towards me again. I quickly scramble backwards, but he moves faster, hand reaching for my arm. No, Theo, help me. I refuse to go. I refuse to go through that treatment again. I'll rather. She's not interested, dude. Take a hint. The body suddenly slumps over a little bit away from me, and I quickly move away. Thank you so much. Ah, you okay there, girlie? Isn't that Alexei the Orla? What's he doing here? My surprising savior comes in the form of a rather notorious gangster. Even I've heard of him. Yes, thanks to you, you saved me. I've seen this guy from far away before, but I can't believe he's actually talking to me. He's not exactly famous for good reasons, but it still feels like I'm meeting a celebrity. No worries, I hate pushy guys like him who can't take no for an answer. His expression. Here, let me help you up. He offers his left hand and I reach towards it before realizing it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit? He notices as I'm trying to awkwardly turn my hand to fit his. It doesn't fit his hand. What does that mean? Is his hand like really big or something? I don't know. And thankfully retracts his hand and offers me his right one instead. Oh, okay. Could it be like that thing of like you being whatchamacallit? Oh, I don't remember the name. You know, using your right or left hand might be that. My bad, it's a habit. You're a lefty? Not really the most pressing question to ask at the moment, but it's out of my mouth before I can stop myself. Yeah, handshakes are a pain, as you can imagine. Though being ambidextrous might be good for my job. That's the word that I wanted, and I was kind of like not coming. But nope, couldn't do it. My right hand's as useless as they come. Up you go. He helps me to my feet before stepping back, hands in his pockets. You a new cop? I haven't seen you around before. No, I'm actually a detective. Yeah, why are they sending detectives to do this? Don't you guys have more important things to do, like investigating dead bodies and other fun shit like that? I wish. It's usually just lost pets and cheating husbands. Sounds boring, no offense. None taken. I can't believe I'm having a normal conversation with this guy. I've heard so many stories about how he rips off people's arms and kicks dogs in broad daylight, but I guess they are not all true. God, he kicks dogs? What the heck? Anyway, time to take this guy to MedWise. Oh, and let's leave out the fact that I hit him and just say he got a concussion from falling down, yeah? I glance down at the man laying face down on the ground between us. There's already a blossoming red wound on the left side of his head where he was hit. Oh no, I couldn't make you do that. You've helped me enough already. I'll take him there myself. It's no biggie. I was about to head there myself. He cuts off, eyes suddenly hardening. I glance over to where he's staring at, but I don't see anything weird. Sorry girl, I'll have to retract my offer. I'll make it up to you sometime. Oh, okay. I'm not really sure what's going on, but I nod anyway. Although he seems friendly enough, he is an infamous gangster. Maybe it's a good thing we're not going together. As expected though, he doesn't seem to know who I am. I wish there was a way I could ask him about that photograph without sounding crazy. I poke at the guy on the ground to make sure he won't wake up and continue his weird tirade. Continue his weird tirade from earlier. But he's still completely out cold and doesn't even twitch. Unsurprisingly, Alexei the Orla is pretty good at knocking people out. I sling the guy's arm over my shoulder. I have plenty of experience dragging a drunk Theo home, but this guy is significantly heavier, and so I stumble a bit under his weight. I don't think I would be able to do this. I am being honest. I don't think I have the strength to do this. Yeah. Because you always, like, in your head, you always think, oh, I can do it. But when you actually have to, like, carry someone on your back, lift them from the floor, which is another thing. Like, I dealt with that, especially with seniors. And it's so hard. It's literally so hard. Yeah. As I drag him away, I take one more glance behind me. Alexei Diorla is talking to a woman I've never seen before, and the two of them appear to be arguing. Ex-girlfriend? Law enforcement? Oh well, none of my business. Actually, this guy is also not my business. How did I get stuck delivering him to the hospital again? I momentarily entertained the thought of calling an ambulance, but then I remember that the last one I called ate up half my paycheck. Walking it is. Whoa. MedWise is our country's most prestigious hospital and research facility, and it goes without saying that I've never set foot in here before. I brought him here because Alexei Diorla said to, but was it really a good idea? Maybe I should have dragged him to my own doctor's office. Oh, but that's so far away. I can feel my bones creaking already. Thankfully, there doesn't seem to be a line, but the receptionist doesn't look up at all, even when I stand in front of her for several minutes. Excuse me? I try to clear in my throat in several different ways, but there's still no response. I found this guy collapsed outside. Can he get checked out? Do you have an appointment? Oh, so she does know I'm here and is just ignoring me. No, like I just said, I found him collapsed outside. We don't have any openings for the next month. Please make an appointment next time. Sorry, my bad. Is there any way he can see a doctor even without one? It might be an emergency. Do you have an appointment? Yeah, sometimes you have like... We have a lot of these in our healthcare right now. Like you have an emergency. Okay, healthcare in here is not the same as in the US, okay? And in here, you need, like, you have an emergency. You cannot go to the hospital. Maybe you do not know this. In here, you cannot go to the hospital. You need to call healthcare service line, and they are going to do this kind of like a trial kind of thing with you online, on call. Let's say like on call, and or you need to kind of how to say it. You kind of need to do some kind of drama in there, theatrics, you know, and you're like, oh, it's hurting me, I'm sorry, it's really hurt. If you want to go to the hospital, you need to do this. Because otherwise, they are going to be like, oh, you don't need nothing, just take some pills from the pharmacy and you're fine. And you're like, what? Like, there was one time I have asthma, and there was one time during the winter where I was having a really hard time even breathing. And I called the line and I said to her, you know, I am taking my medication, but I think I'm passing by a really urgent situation right now. And she was hearing me. She was hearing me really hard breathing and all. I was even having a hard time even talking with her. And I was like, I'm having this situation. I don't know if I do not need the hospital right now because I'm passing by this situation. I cannot breathe. And she was like, oh, do you have a fever? I'm like, no, the situation is another, is this one. Yeah, if you don't have a fever, we're not going to send you to the hospital. Just go to a pharmacy and ask for these type of pills and you're fine. Yeah, it's like, lady, like I have a situation here, I could die. I could just like die in here. I have respiratory issues, you know, problems. And it was just like, And you are hearing me talking like this and all of it, and you're just like, yeah, no, just take some pills, you know. Like, yeah, we deal a lot with this in here, and a lot of people, and this is important for me to say, which is like a lot of people come in here, and especially from the US, and they come in here and they think like, oh, because it works as like in the US. And the thing is, at least in the place where I am, healthcare is public. So yes, you do not need to have an insurance. You can have an insurance. For instance, I have, because of these situations, I prefer to go to the private, you know, because of these situations. But in here, like, the healthcare is public, so you don't have to pay for it, or you pay like a minimum kind of thing, you know. You don't actually have to pay a lot for it. It's not like in the US. I know you pay quite a lot. I had a situation in the US too, and we paid quite a lot for it. I know how it is. The thing in here is that while in there you might actually pay a lot but get treated, in here you might actually die and never get treated, because since it's free, there's just so many people going in there that you do not get treated. Do you understand? It's like, imagine I have this situation and I need to see a doctor, and they're like, oh yeah, we will schedule you for 3 years from now. And you're like, what? Yes, 3 years from now. In here it's like this. I can even tell you something which is like, it's kind of like personal, but I had cancer, and I thought it was in an earlier stage, thank God. But even cancer, even situations of cancer, I was like, oh, you know, I'm going to have someone, you know, taking care of this by our public health care. And yeah, they called me after 2 years for a situation of cancer. 2 years. Yes, I'm not even joking. So you see the situation in here. So before you come in here thinking like, because I heard quite a lot of like, oh, in there, like, healthcare in there is so good. You have like a ton of people in the US saying this, and you're like, yeah, just come in here and you'll see it. Because you just want to see your doctor, and yeah. Sorry, I talked a lot about this, but now you have kind of like an idea. Well, he'll probably be fine, right? I don't think Alexei Diorla hit him that hard. Of course, it's not going to be in all of the countries in Europe, but yeah, you will face this. Let me tell you, you will face this. Maybe I can just dump him in the corners and leave. I've done enough good Samaritan deeds for the day. Besides, this guy should just be thankful I didn't drop him in some trash can after what he did to me. I'm in the process of accidentally leaving him on the floor when I hear someone clearing their throat behind me. Oh my, are you a patient? A kind-looking lady materializes in front of me. She must be one of the doctors here, given the long white lab coat she's wearing. Hopefully she'll be nicer than the receptionist. Oh hi, sorry, I found this guy collapsed in the plaza. I know there are no appointments left, but is there any chance he could get looked at? That's very nice of you to do for a stranger. Believe me, I wouldn't be here if he wasn't practically foisted on me. Is he inebriated? We have some resting rooms where you can put him in until he wakes up. I'm not sure. At first I thought he was, but he was being strangely aggressive. Maybe he's just a violent drunk. The doctor frowns a bit and then reaches forward and examines his eyes. Oh dear, another virus patient. Virus? I almost fling the guy off of me. I must look completely panicked because the doctor reassures me quickly. Don't worry, it's not contagious like that. You'll be fine. Despite the reassurance, I hurriedly sat him down in one of the chairs and scoot as far away from him as possible. What kind of virus is it? How should I describe it? To put it simply, it amplifies your negative emotions and paranoia. It can even cause hallucinations. It's really quite sad. I guess that's why he was so aggressive earlier. But I didn't even know there was a disease like this. That sounds so horrifying. I mean, he just attacked a random stranger. I don't even know what would have happened to me if Alex said Yorla hadn't saved me. Why isn't anyone talking about this? It sounds like a big deal. Yeah, but when you have like big deal stuff, especially like the government tries to not talk about it. The doctor must notice the look on my face because she gives me a comforting pat on the arm. Don't you worry, sweetheart. Here at MedWise, we are working hard to develop a cure as soon as possible. I can't divulge too much, but we're nearing a breakthrough. That's good. I hope the cure gets completed soon. As do I, of course. Anyway, I've taken enough of your time. I'll take this guy back to the examination room, so you are free to go. Thank you for bringing him over. She slings the man onto her back and carries him with ease despite her slight frame. Maybe she's had a lot of experience doing these things. Oh, don't worry about the payment, it's covered. Be careful on your way home. That's good to hear, since I don't actually have the money to pay for a stranger's hospital bills, especially at a place as prestigious as this, but I'm still surprised by her words. Yeah, in here it's more like usually. It's not always like this, but usually when it's emergency, and you are actually able to go to the hospital, you usually do not pay up front. It's more like you have the situation solved and then you receive a letter saying how much you're going to pay. Why aren't my medical bills covered then? And so I'm back here again. I wander around aimlessly trying to figure out what to do next. Although, when you are like a tourist or something, yeah, maybe you'll pay before, yes. Now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, probably. Mr. Potato Head's probably not back at the office yet, so maybe I should go do something while I have an excuse to be out. But what can I do? Theo's at work, and it's not like I know anyone else I can hang out with. I'm usually fine alone, but it's times like these that make me realize I really only have one friend. Having one friend is already really good. Most people don't even have that. Oh, I need water or something. Well, who cares? Theo's amazing and it leaves me with a lot of time for myself too. Now then, what super fun and exciting individual activity should I do? Just as I'm debating between going to the lake to skip stones, or staring at a wall in a cafe. Staring at a wall in a cafe. Okay, I spot some commotion out of the corner of my eyes. There are a lot of police officers in the alleyway between Celestial and the Cosmolux Hotel. I wonder what happened. Wait. Isn't that the crime scene that Mr. Potato Head got called in for? Should I check it out? I take a coin out of my pocket. Heads, I'll check it out. Tails, I'll go back to the office. I flip the coin. You do have a lot of these in America too, like this flipping the coin kind of thing. I think it's more like in Japan it's like the jankenpo, and you have the flipping the coin kind of thing. I don't know, in here is what? I don't know. I think we are kind of like, we just do things. We don't think much about them. It lends tails. Oh well, I don't believe in things like luck or fate anyway. As soon as I get near the alleyway, I get stopped by a policeman. I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to leave, young lady. Civilians are not allowed any further. Figured it couldn't be that easy. I'm a detective from the Douglas Detective Agency. At the policeman's blank look, I gesture over to Mr. Potato Head. My boss is over there helping with the investigation. Who? Mr. I stop before I can call him by the nickname I know him as, and then something dawns on me. I don't even know his name. What's his actual name again? I scratch through my memory banks, for any hint of it, but I come up blank. Did he really never tell me his name, or was I just not paying attention? I wouldn't just forget it, would I? Miss? The policeman calls out to me, looking increasingly more suspicious, and I scramble to come up with a name. Oh, Douglas? Who? The one over there near the dumpsters. I helpfully point to where Mr. Potato Head is and hope it's enough to placate this policeman. Oh, Bill? His name is Bill? Why are we called Douglas Detective Agency then? I guess Bill Detective Agency doesn't have the same ring to it, but still. Yeah, that's him. The policeman is silent for a couple moments, and I'm thinking about pulling out my identification card when he sighs. Fine, go ahead. Whoa, it actually worked. I give him a quick nod and scuttle into the alleyway before he can change his mind. Mr. Potato's Head, still near the dumpsters, talking to another investigator, I make sure to slowly inch closer outside of his line of sight so I can eavesdrop. This him? Yes, forensics confirmed it with DNA test earlier. Guess even gangsters bleed red. Gangster? Could it be Alexei the Orla? No, the timing doesn't match up. Then there's a group of policemen surrounding the body. I slide closer and stand on my tiptoes to peer over them. Oh, is the other guy? What was his name? Like Sasha or something? No amount of mystery novels or detective shows could prepare me for the sight of an actual dead body. My breakfast with Theo threatens to come up, and I forcibly push it back down. Come on, don't get sick. They'll throw you out of here, for sure, if you vomit. You have to see this kind of thing if you want to make it as a detective. Hold it in and get used to it, Yunie. I take a couple minutes to compose myself before glancing back over at the corpse. There's not even that much blood, and it's not that gruesome either, but the context that this is an actual dead body makes me feel a little queasy. Wait a second, this guy looks a little familiar. I've definitely seen him somewhere before. He's one of the Orlas, right? I'm not too familiar with them, but I do know the basics. They are this country's biggest gang. Some say that they have enough power to rival even the royal family and Medwise. The guy I met earlier, Alexei the Orla, is pretty high up there in the gang. And if I remember correctly, this guy is also in that inner circle. When Mr. Potato Head mentioned a gangster earlier, I thought he meant some random grunt, not one of their powerhouses. How did someone like him get murdered in an alley like this? Was it turf war, infighting, or something else? Misha from the Orla gang, right? Think this is just some drunken brawl? Okay, Misha. Then it's not the guy that we saw. I think the other guy we saw, the blonde guy, I think he was like Sasha or something. The guy always was arrogant. I wouldn't be surprised if he pissed off some dangerous people. He seemed to be asking for it, in my opinion. Good riddance. Good riddance. The world is better without him. What a condescending attitude. He really has zero compassion. He continues to yap about every little annoying thing Misha has done in his life, and I decide I'm not going to waste my one chance listening to him. Time to investigate while he's distracted. Well, as much as I can from here anyway. It might not amount to much, but at this point I'm desperate enough to try everything. Pretend it's not real, buddy, Yunie. You can do it. Okay, let's see. It sounds like there are two policemen conversing about the body nearby, so I try to listen in. Yeah, that's right. He was hit cleanly from behind, no other signs of struggle. There's a big gash on the back of the right side of his head. The blood looks to be dried already. Any substances in his system? Nope, all clean. So he wasn't drugged. Was it a sneak attack then? Wait, doesn't he usually wear a ring on his hand? I vaguely remember seeing it before. Oh, it's not there right now, but you can see an indentation on his finger. They wouldn't kill him just to steal the ring, right? I don't know much about jewelry, but I don't think it was that expensive. Initial findings has been added to evidence. You can open the menu by clicking on the... Okay, it's the evidence thing. So, he was hit from behind. No other sign of struggle. Fatal wound is on the back of the right side of his head. No substances were found in his system. His ring is also gone for some reason. Could this one be more emphasized? Because we're going to need this to prove something in here. I don't know. So we don't have more information about this one. We have about Alexei, a notorious gangster known around town for his strength. He's part of the Orla gang and he is the leader's... He's the leader's younger brother. Okay. He's surprisingly easy to talk to. He is still a gangster though, so I should be cautious. Why are we still here again? They've already arrested the culprit. They arrested someone? They did? Yeah, Sasha. Yeah, Sasha was the one that I thought it was this one. Sasha the Orla and his bodyguard both have alibis at the time of the murder. Oh, it wasn't Sasha that got detained. The only one unaccounted for within his inner circle is his younger brother. Then it's Alexei that is detained. There's already an arrest warrant out for him. Wait, are they talking about Alexei the Orla? That's strange. Already? Since when do they work so fast? Yeah, it's weird. I heard someone from the royal family wanted this case closed as soon as possible. The royal family? I knew Sasha the Orla was gaining a lot of power, but I didn't realize it was enough to catch the crown prince's attention. That prince is always so indecisive and hesitant, but I guess even he's putting his foot down on this case before it gets out of control. Well, you know how much he and Alexei the Orla hate each other. They're always butting heads in public. I'm not surprised His Highness jumped on the chance to get rid of him once and for all. Thanks to that, though, it looks like this will be an open and shut case. Before I can hear anything else, someone grabs my arm roughly and pulls me aside. Oops. What are you doing here? I thought I told you to handle the other case. Mr. Potato Head glares down at me and I give an awkward laugh. I finished already, sir. I was passing by here on the way back to the office and thought I could help with this investigation. Help with the investigation? Don't make me laugh. We're leaving. But they might have arrested the wrong guy. Shouldn't we let them know? The wrong guy? Yeah, if you look at the body, you'll see that... Listen, newbie. I've been doing these gigs since long before you were born. In this field, evidence doesn't matter. The sooner you get that through your head, the better. But you're a detective. Yeah, we are detectives. We are not heroes. We say what our clients want to hear, and that becomes the truth. This is really hard to deal with, but it is the reality of things. Like we like we watch TV series and movies and all of it, but the reality of things is this. This is the reality. Like, you go in there thinking like, oh, I'm working for justice and I'm going to find the culprits, and the reality is actually what this Mr. Potato Head is saying in here. If they don't want something to come out, or it implies someone, or it's going to make a big deal, or then they're like, oh, no, no, no. And you, as a detective, you have to deal with it. Like, I worked in security for years, and I can tell you that even just in security, you kind of have that, which is like, there's a lot of things that you do and you see, and it's not justice that has the upper hand in there. It's what the clients want. Yeah. But like TV shows and movies kind of makes it feel like really romantic in a certain way. Like, no, things are done in the correct way. Yeah, it's not like that. In this case, the royal family has already arrested the suspect, so there's no need for evidence. They are just gangsters. Anyway, honestly, I'll say they did us all a favor by taking themselves out. I know what he's saying is how the real world operates, but to hear it straight from an experienced member in the field does sting a little. Do you understand? Yes, sir. Good. Now let's go back to the office. Excuse me, sir. A policeman stops us before we can leave, and he doesn't flinch even when Mr. Potato Head levels him with a patented scowl. What? Do you mind taking these to the station? It seems the inspector wants to see the report. He holds out a stack of papers that Mr. Potato Head sneers at and does not take. Isn't this your job? Yes, but he specifically asked for you. Fine, these people think they can just order me around. So he says, but from the way he's puffing out his chest, he's obviously very proud he was asked for specifically. Newbie, we are dropping by the police station before we go back. Me too? I think I was talking about my asthma. And I'm really feeling like I need to take the medicine very soon. The police station is crowded when we arrived, and a police officer ushers us into an empty room before rushing off to do something else. Mr. Potato Head paces around the room, mumbling something under his breath about being made to wait, and I do my best to stay out of his way. Why did he even bring me along? I thought he'd jump on the chance to tell me to go back to the office first and finish his paperwork for him. Newbie. I didn't think he'll voluntarily start a conversation first, so it takes me a few moments to realize he's speaking to me. Yes? How has work been? It's been good. Good. This is so awkward. Small talk is already hard enough, but it's even worse with a boss that doesn't like you. Yeah, that's another thing that you have. This is another American thing, which is like, you feel this awkwardness of being silent with someone next to you. Like, you constantly feel like you need to do some kind of small talk. It's not in here, the same thing in here for us in Europe. We are totally fine with not saying nothing and being silent, and so usually when you come in here, you are kind of like, oh, this is so awkward. Why don't you like talk and say things, and you are okay with the other person being next to you and you're not saying nothing, and we're like, we're fine with it, we don't need how are you liking the new snacks we got last week? Oh, I've only tried the pretzels so far, but they're good. The crackers are even better. They got them on my recommendation. Honestly, they should have just listened to me earlier. I've been telling them to stock up on them for years. Ah, I see. Thanks for the recommendation. I'll try them tomorrow. Good. Can we please just go back to not talking? Excuse me. I'm saved. The door opens and a policeman steps in. He barely spares me a glance, focusing all his attention on Mr. Potato Head instead. Inspector Clusu is ready to see you. Finally, you'll think they'll be prompt since they asked for my help. Newbie, stay here and wait. Okay. So you brought her in here and then you're just asking her to stay there and not listen to conversation. Don't tell me he made me come all the way here just so he could flex that the police needed his help. I glance around to see if there's anything I can read or occupy myself with, but I'm not sure if there's any top secret information hidden in here, so I decide not to risk it. I guess I'll just sit here and stare into space then. Thankfully, I don't need to wait too long. I soon hear some commotion coming from outside. Feeling a bit curious about it, I slide over to the door and peek out the window. There are a lot of investigators running back and forth, barking orders. They all seem very busy. I wonder what's going on. I doubt it's because of Misha's case. The policeman at the crime scene hadn't acted with any sort of urgency. Hey, watch it, yeah? Oh, that's... From the little window in the door, I watch as Alexei Diorla passes by. He looks to be in handcuffs already, and the policeman behind him shoves him forward. What's the rush? Don't I normally get a chance to post a bail before getting locked up? Did your old age make you forget protocol already? Be quiet, you criminal. Extra cranky today, aren't we? Keep laughing, you're not whistling your way out of this time. You should lighten up a little. I know someone who stresses out as much as you do, and his hair is already entirely gray. Wouldn't want that happening to you, yeah? The policeman snarls something else, but they turn the corner soon after, and I can no longer hear them anymore. I wait to see if they'll come back, but after a couple moments of nothing, I leave the window and go sit down in one of the chairs, thinking back on everything I've learned so far. So they actually did arrest Alexei, though from the way they were talking, it seems like this might be a special case. I wonder what's going on. Mr. Potato Head doesn't normally get called in on police business like this either. Who are you? The door opens and several policemen file into the room. They all stop when they see me and I quickly stand up. Hello, I'm a detective at the Douglas Detective Agency and I came here with my boss. He was summoned earlier and told me to wait here. Oh, I did see him with the inspector earlier. It looks like that might take a while though. Great. I'm sorry to ask this of you, but do you mind moving? This is the only empty room right now and we have something urgent to discuss. Oh, of course, I'm really sorry. No need to apologize. I quickly scramble to leave the room, almost tripping over air in my haste to get outside. Ugh. Good day I didn't, or that would have been one of those embarrassing memories that I randomly remember at midnight for the next 20 years. The hallway is still crowded with cops, busy with whatever important case they are working on. None of them stop me from wandering around, though I do get a few curious looks. What should I do next? I let my legs carry me on autopilot as I consider my next course of action. Okay, talking about that, maybe I should do a save. You know, just for the sake of it. because something might happen. Like the other day that the electricity, the power went off for everyone in here. The power went off. Yeah, sometimes it happens. I can return to the lobby and wait for Mr. Potato Head. Oh, or maybe I can try to track down one of the policemen who did the investigation to see if I can get more information. Or, well, it probably doesn't matter. No matter what I choose, it'll end the same way. Even deciding to check out the crime scene ultimately didn't change anything. Once Mr. Potato Head is done with his business, he'll go back to the office and things will go back to normal. No matter what I do, nothing will change. The door next to me suddenly opens and I jump. The policeman that emerges looks annoyed, and I recognize him as the guy that had been with Alexei Diorla earlier. I take a step back to let him pass me, but he doesn't seem to even notice I'm there. He stomps past me to the security booth around the corner, and it's only then that I realize I don't know where I am. I must have wandered over here while I was lost in thought. How was the prisoner? Annoying as usual. Seriously, he never shuts the hell up. Have you ever considered asking someone else to do this? They all quit. I'm the only one left. You should ask for a pay raise. Whatever, looks like this is the last time I'll have to see him anyway. What do you mean? Sounds like they are determined to nail him down for this no matter what. They haven't found the murder weapon yet, so I heard Inspector Clouseau is going to deal with it, if you know what I mean. Wait. I feel like I just heard something I wasn't supposed to. What is that? The officer in the security booth pales and jumps to his feet. Where are you going? There's been a security breach in the chief's office. Most people are busy with a card right now. So they are asking anyone available to respond. There's important evidence in there. Card? What? What about the prisoner? Just leave him. He can get out without the key anyway. I don't know. The two of them sprint away, and then it's just me and an empty security booth. A security breach right now. The timing is a little conveniently suspicious. Alexei Diorla's not trying to break out of jail, is he? A little curious, I slide over to where the security booth is. The door seems to be locked, but I can see the monitors just fine from outside. All the cells seem to be empty except one, B221. I can see Alexei Diorla in it, arms crossed behind his head as he lets out a lazy yawn. Yeah, I really need to take probably the medicine. He's still there. I'm a bit surprised. I thought he would have somehow unlocked his cell and bolted by now. I'm not entirely sure Alexei committed this murder, but it sounds like they are planning to blame this on him no matter what. Would anyone out here believe me? I'm just a nobody. Suddenly I remember the door the policeman came out of earlier. It's sitting innocently across the hall. That leads to the cells, right? I stare at the door, then back to the monitors, then back to the door. In that case, should I go straight to the source? No, he's just a stranger. That would be stupid, and he might not even appreciate it. Just go back to the lobby and wait for Mr. Potato Head, Yunie. But I feel like if I leave now, I won't ever get the chance to see him again. This is going to get us in trouble, right? I don't know. I stall for a few more seconds as if waiting for a police officer to come stop me. But no one does. Okay, here goes then. I quickly glance at the monitors, trying to piece together the layout. There's no map, but using what I can see of the cells, I create a mental image of what the jail looks like. Oh, okay, something like this, maybe. Okay, I think I got it. Just got to remember as much as I can. As soon as I manage to commit it to memory, all the monitors suddenly go down. What is going on? Am I doing this somehow? I glance around, but no angry policemen come rushing over to arrest me for somehow telepathically destroying their security system. This seems really suspicious. Should I still go? Yeah, let's do it. You made a decision already, Yunie. Probably a bad one, sure, but don't back down now. Okay, here goes. I'm actually here. The jail is empty, just as I saw on the monitors, but I still tiptoe just in case. Okay, based on the map I visualized earlier, what's the fastest way to get to Alexei? Like this, maybe? Okay, let's give it a try. Yeah, because if you go like that, you won't pass by the securities booth. I start walking down the bottom path, but I soon notice that it's littered with security cameras. Oh, okay. Why are there so many over here? The cameras were down earlier, but I don't want to risk it. I should take the long route around instead. Thankfully, there are less cameras the other way around, so I managed to make it all the way inside. I'm peeking to each individual cell to check if Alexei is there when I suddenly hear voices from somewhere up ahead. Handiwork, I believe. Yeah, I thought you just pulled the fire alarm. Maybe it's Alexei talking to one of his gang buddies? I sneak a little closer, but I can only vaguely make out two dark shapes from here. One of them appears to be behind bars, while the other is leaning against the wall next to the cell. I quickly slide behind one of the corners before they can see me. Why are you here anyway? To laugh as your sworn enemy gets put away by your hands. I'm not responsible for this. You sure? You came here awfully fast. I thought you were supposed to be in a meeting. If you must know, the meeting has been cancelled. I've been stuck in the restroom for the past few hours. Yeah, I told you there are better late night snacks than hot sauce nachos. Yet you still insist on destroying your body. Don't be absurd. There's nothing wrong with the nachos. Our mutual acquaintance decided to blast confetti and glitter from the vents during my earlier meeting. It took forever to get out of my hair. He can do that. Isn't he just a programmer? Don't ask me to explain whatever voodoo witchcraft he manages to concoct. Well, he was probably just trying to get you out of that snooze fest. Don't be so hard on him. He also rigged the speakers to blare Uptown Funk on repeat. Uptown Funk. Sammy has been rather obsessed with that song lately, hasn't he? One of them has to be Alexei. Who's the other guy he's talking to, though? It doesn't sound like another gangster. Also, what's with this conversation? I peek my head out a little again. Alexei seems to have moved closer to the cell bars, angling himself toward the person outside. And I can tell just from his body language that he has a smirk on his face. Anyway, a little birdie told me that the royal family was responsible for my arrest. If it really wasn't you, then why are you here? Do you suspect me as well? Of course not. It's nice to hear you finally admit that you trust me. This has nothing to do with trust. You're neither capable nor smart enough to pull something like this off. Your faith in me is heartwarming. Alexei suddenly stops talking and stands up straight. What? 8 o'clock. I quickly hide back behind the wall, but the damage is done. Who's there? There's no way he saw me from all the way over there. Maybe he's not talking about me? Girl with 2 buns. Okay, that's definitely me. Show yourself. Should I run? I can see if that guy is armed though. What if it just makes things even worse? The safer option is probably just to show myself. Might as well get a little closer and see if I can gather more information, like the identity of the guy Alexei's talking to. You can do it, Yunie. You came here with a purpose. You knew what you were getting into, so don't chicken out now. I take a deep breath, stealing myself, and then take a step forward. Hello, I'm not anyone suspicious. Very convincing. Hey, aren't you that girlie from earlier? I'm surprised he remembers me. Yeah, hi again. Thank you for helping me out. Oh, I really don't mean any trouble though. I'm just here to... I'm about to continue when the sight of Alexei's companion makes me stop in my tracks. Your Highness. Oh, hello. Oh my gosh, it's really him. The Crown Prince of Solari, someone who I thought only existed on television, standing here in front of me right now. I can't believe he's an actual human being. Yeah, because princes do not exist, right? What are you doing in a place like this, Your Highness? Were you the person I heard talking to Alexei just now? No, I only just arrived here myself. Was there someone else here? Oh, sorry, I guess I was mistaken. You know she's just saying that to be polite, right? I would have called you a liar personally. What's going on here? I thought they hated each other, but from the way they've been talking. Shut up, you bouffon. Is this really Prince Theory? He definitely looks like the Crown Prince I've seen on television, though there's a scowl on his face in lieu of his usual smile. Excuse me, can I ask a question? I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to... Sure, go ahead. It beats listening to Theory, moaning and complaining anyway. Like, Theory, it kind of reminds you of Theory, doesn't it? It kind of does. Hey, Alexei, you really ought to be more careful in the future, though. A bigger and badder wolf might just eat you up, you know. Watch where you stick your nose, He smirks down at me, obviously trying to appear intimidating, but the jail bar separating us diminished the desired effect. Okay, thank you for the warning. You seemed way more terrified of me earlier. He could tell? Well, I guess that's probably his specialty. I'm still a little scared, but I no longer think you'll kidnap me and sell me off overseas and steal all my money. You really thought I'll do all that, huh? And well, I did run in here to try and help you. Seems a bit counterproductive to be terrified of you now. Anyway, I thought the royal family and the Diorlas were sworn enemies, but you've been acting like you're friends. Well, political reasons and all. What kind of reasons? She didn't listen to your warning at all. Long story short, a lot of people would be happier if we didn't get along. It would be too much power if we were on the same side, and that would only attract enemies. It's easier if we just didn't associate with each other in public. I guess that's better than the alternative, but it still sounds kind of sad. I can imagine not being able to go out and hang out with Theo whenever I wanted. Alexei, that's enough. Yeah, I know. The mood suddenly shifts and he leans closer with a big grin on his face. Enough questions about the boring stuff. You do know why I'm here, right? Yep, you're the prime suspect for murder. You're still here even though you know that. Well, yeah, because I think there's a good chance you didn't do it. Sorry, what? Wow, quite the charismatic fellow, aren't you? You even got a random girl to trust you already. Look, I know you accuse me of a lot of things, and most of the time they are true, but this one's actually not on me. I haven't even done anything yet besides help her out earlier, but I hope you're not here just to repay that favor. Oh no, it's not that. There's a reason why I think it's unlikely for you to be the culprit. Yeah? What is it? Well, it's because... Oh, they put it green. Because I put it the other choice. So the victim's wound is on the right side of the head. Yeah, that would make sense. The ring of the victim's hand is gone. The victim was hit with too much force. Yeah, this actually makes sense. Yeah. Is that important? The easiest way to land a clean hit on someone there without them noticing is from behind, isn't it? And in that case, shouldn't the wound be on the left side of his head instead? Alexei's left-handed, isn't he? You are? And how many years have we known each other? You could at least pretend to pay attention. Prince Theory ignores him, looking back over at me, and I can see the suspicion in his eyes. How did you know that? We had a conversation about it earlier in the plaza. This appears to be a recurring topic. You two run into each other? Yeah, it was right before I got arrested, actually. Wait, so that woman I saw talking to him actually was law enforcement? The explanation only seems to make Prince Theory more suspicious, and he frowns at me with a disapproving look on his face. She knows too much, claiming it to be simple observation. She coincidentally met you earlier, and now she's here conveniently with evidence. I don't trust her in the slightest. I don't blame him for being suspicious. I know fully well how sketchy I seem. I wouldn't trust me if I were in his shoes either. Why are you really here? I fall silent, a bit unsure of how to proceed. I can't mention the vision reason, obviously, but what about the police one? I hadn't expected to run into the Crown Prince in here, though, and he's in charge of them, isn't he? Won't he be upset if I bring it up? Hey. I look up when Alexei speaks. He gives me a grin and nudges his head towards His Highness. You can speak your mind, he's trustworthy. My reputation must be in the gutter if I need a gangster to vouch for me. Hey, you said it, not me. I'm still a little unsure, but it's a bit too late to do anything other than trust Alexei's words. Prince Theory didn't seem like the type of person who would fall for any half-hearted lie. I actually heard some policemen talking earlier about how an inspector was planning to frame you. Yeah, which one? Clouseau, I think. I'm not even sure if I've pronounced it correctly, but it's obvious by the looks on their faces that they know exactly who I'm talking about. Mother big. I don't want to be saying like the most of the time I can say it. It's just most of the time I prefer not to, because sometimes I have complaints, so I'm like that may pose a problem. He has the chief's backing. You really came here to warn me just because of that? Well, I didn't know if anyone else out there would do anything about it. I just couldn't stand such an injustice. And more importantly, if you get locked up, I'll probably never see you again. I can't let that happen before I figure out what that vision meant. Yeah, appreciate it. I suppose we should proceed with the jailbreak. Sorry, jailbreak? I expect them to laugh it off, but they look that serious. If they've already decided to frame Alexei, it will be better not to wait in case they move him to a more secure prison. It would be harder to retrieve him after that. I'll rather rescue him first and deal with the consequences later. You know I'm always down to break the law with you, dumbass. He's pretty different from what you imagine, yeah?